Here we get a member of the prestigious European French Green Party. You know, the party that thinks you shouldn't have an air conditioning. The party that thinks you should drive an electric vehicle. The party that constantly lectures you about what you should do. And another thing you should do is you should not have access to Twitter. Like, your ability to speak with other human beings should be restricted from you because, as you can see, the politician here is extremely concerned. But for one, she is not concerned about the environment, about Mother Gaia. No, she is concerned about something far more important, the possibility of her losing her seat. I mean, this would be catastrophic. It would be dreadful. The one thing that politicians fear the most is if you manage to take them away from the taxpayer money. Like, that is what horrifies them, what keeps them awake at night. The idea that the taxpayer money won't flow into their pockets. And so, in order to protect that, they would do absolutely anything, including the modern day version of burning books, because this is what banning Twitter actually is. Like, it's people talking to each other, right? Like, how fragile is a modern democracy if just allowing people to talk with each other is enough to terrify politicians? And why exactly are they terrified? Well, they're terrified because Elon Musk spoke to the extreme far-right lesbian lady, member of the AFD. So basically, according to our wise and very enlightened politicians, it should not be possible for a businessman to speak with the leader of a political party because that is a huge threat to democracy. Now, from my knowledge, Elon Musk is actually one of the major investors in Germany. Like, he probably creates more jobs and invests more money than all the German politicians put together. They don't produce wealth. They actually suck the wealth from the taxes, right? From the taxpayer. And so Elon Musk does have a vested interest in Germany, but apparently he's not allowed to talk with one of the leaders of the second largest political party. Fascinating. Again, I said this before, and I will say it again. I genuinely start to think that maybe elections are a threat to democracy. Like, isn't the way things are now actually better? Like, you got Schultz in Germany, Trudeau is still in Canada, right? I mean, he resigned, but he's still de facto there until he will be replaced. You got, this prestigious lady, I don't know if she's in parliament or not, but the French parliament, they have Macron. And so, why can't we keep it going? Like, why do we need to vote? Because voting is dangerous. You got Elon Musk having opinions. You got Putin. Like, Putin constantly interferes in elections all around the world. He constantly creates all these conspiracy theories, these misinformations. People absolutely love the Greens. Everyone loves higher taxes. Everyone loves paying more for gas. Everyone loves being told what to do in their day-to-day lives. Everyone loves to be told how to think, right? So, the Greens are at the peak of their popularity. And so, why exactly would anyone vote against them? And why would anyone even remotely consider to go to vote? Like, any normal person, any intelligent person would vote for the same, right? So, I definitely think that voting is an attack to democracy. Listen to this, right? It's not just me. We all have to leave Twitter, right? We all have to. I'm going to leave, but what are the others going to do? They're subjecting themselves to such a danger by staying, and that's why I say that the network should be banned, not just in France, right? Like, she wants to legislate for me, for Romania. Like, I am so grateful to French politicians, trying to protect me from the horrors of the internet. Because whether I live or not, it will still have a lasting impact on reality. It will destabilize the next election. See, again, I actually like Twitter more than the elections. So, let's just get rid of the elections. Let's just keep the current politicians there forever. In fact, we can create an aristocratic class. Why should we deprive ourselves from the politicians once they age and they go to pension. No, like their children should also be placed in positions of power. And their children, it should be a birthright, right? Like if you're a politician now in 2025, you should have the ability to keep being a politician in perpetuity. Should never be a time when you should have like a family army, a coat of arms and everything associated. Create like two different rules, right? So like politicians get to fly around private jets, they get to have yachts and everything, but everyone else has to save the planet and turn off that pesky air conditioning. It's interesting though because apparently Elon Musk having an open dialogue, that's a threat to democracy. The pictures that came out recently with George Soros' son, with various politicians, that's not a threat to democracy. Larry Fink from BlackRock going into UK, that's not a threat to democracy. You know what's interesting though? Elon Musk talking with the member of the AFD or shit talking against Britain or whatever, he does that in the open. Like it's an open debate, right, with the public. The son of George Soros, Bill Gates, and all the other rich people, they do the same talk behind closed doors. And I think this is why people are getting upset. It's because they're treating us like we're fucking morons. As if we don't know what is actually going on. How is an open conversation, open dialogue, a threat to democracy? In what fucking world? And we're like, oh, we need to vote Greens to protect us from the Nazis, right? To protect us from the AFD. And by the way, I looked at the policies of AFD. Eastern European parties are more right-wing than the AFD. What the fuck are you talking about? Like, the AFD has the same policies that Merkel used to have back in the day. Like, either you're trying to tell me that Merkel is an extremist or that the press is lying out of their ass. And I feel like one of the reasons they're so terrified is because if you look at the German press, they usually have like a complete blackout for the AFD. The second largest party in the nation usually gets like coverage maybe once or twice a year, and even then it's negative. And so when they have like Twitter actually talking and they're showing to people, it's like, these people aren't really extremists. I mean, again, the leader, not only does she like Israel, because I was told she's a Nazi. It's interesting that nowadays Nazis like Israel. Okay, fine. But like the second thing, she's a lesbian. And I think her lover is a person from Sri Lanka. Is this extremism in 2025? Really? Used to be a lot more difficult back in the day to be an extremist. Is this what qualifies now? I see. And so, the fact that the politicians are horrified over an interview is quite telling. And again, when I grew up, I was told that burning books is bad. Well, back in the day, information and knowledge was passed through books. Nowadays, it's passed through social media and you want to shut it down. How exactly is that different than book burning? Let me know what you guys think. I'll see you in the comment section. Take care.